All right, let me slide in. I gotta make this.
Slide into the DMs. Oof.
Here we go.
What a fresh move.
All right, you're gonna have to educate me on what exactly we're doing here.
So we're following along to the quotes here.
Rachel Bonetta DM.
He's basically, yeah, he wants a DM from Rachel.
It's not gonna happen, but
Not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen.
Actually, Rachel Bonetta, twice a guest on World Soccer Talk with Nate Abauerra, if I recall correctly.
Twice a guest of mine actually told one of the funniest stories that I have ever heard in my entire life on my show. That was, do you remember that one?
Remind me.
Rachel, I asked her what was the funniest, or what was the downright weirdest thing you've ever received in terms of YouTube comments,
like,
or like just the obnoxious weirdos you have to deal with. And Rachel told me a story of, I think it was when she was working with Kick TV, so a few years ago, and a guy wrote on a YouTube comment, he said, "I would drag my balls through a field of barbed wire just to hear her fart through a walkie-talkie."
Yep, I should remember that.
And that was, you can look that up. That was, I think that was like the last show of 2015 on WorldSoccer.com. We closed out 2015.
I remember that one.
Yeah. No, so I love you, Rachel. Thank you for sharing that story with me. That was one of my favorite moments in all my years.
Everyone knows that a walkie-talkie makes a fart better, though.
Does it smell better? I don't know.
It's not about the smell, it's just about the acoustic range of the fart. Just falls
Acoustic
neatly.
range. This is getting off to a flying start, by the way. Yeah. Are we gonna talk about USA Colombia? Are we just gonna talk about?
First of all, Nate, I really hope not. I really hope that none of you ask any questions.
Okay.
Well, Chris Wondolowski did not play
Thoughts
today.
on Wando?
So he actually.
My thoughts on Wando: great guy, great family, Chico State graduate.
Yeah.
Great guy.
NorCal pride all the way through.
De La Salle to Chico, baby.
Oh yeah, De La Salle. I forgot about
De
that.
La Salle, but then Chico State, proud Chico State Wildcat, Chris Wondolowski. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had a better game than
Wando
a
had
couple
a
guys.
better game. The only person that
Couple
played
guys.
better than Wando was Christian Pulisic, was my darling 17-year-old who came off the bench for a few minutes.
So tell me about your love of Christian Pulisic, or excuse me, Pulisic, because we're going the Americana pronunciation. No one knows.
Pulisic.
Paulo Maurer actually posted that the correct way to pronounce his name is Savior. So I think we'll go with that one.
Do you notice that took me a second? I was like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, I get it, yeah. So I'm a little slow today. The 18 miles that I had to walk before I found my way into the stadium certainly took a toll on me.
How long did it take you guys to get your credential?
How long did it take us to get our credentials?
This process started weeks ago, so I don't know how it all
Well, yeah, like how do I answer that question? Because it started in February.
But like in the line?
In terms of today,
Yeah.
I got to Levi's Stadium at 3 o'clock. I got my car got within, my car right out there was in, right next to the stadium by 3 o'clock. I did not get inside until 4:55.
Right.
And that included walking there and being told to go there and being told to go there. It was big fiasco. I have never, I'm going to say this a little quieter, I have never dealt with more of a logistical fiasco of any state. You can just cuss on these?
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is the internet.
Oh, fuck yeah. So yeah,
dude, even
Rose Bowl. I was at 68,000 people at Qualcomm in San Diego. 68,000 Mexicans and like 1,000 Chileans at Qualcomm at a concrete dump that was built.
Qualcomm is a shit.
Over 40, 50 years ago. I forget exactly when Qualcomm was built. Logistically, flawless.
They agree, it's the
on
worst.
Wednesday. On Wednesday, Qualcomm for Mexico, Chile was 69,000. Flawless.
It's because CONMEBOL and CONCACAF didn't organize it. That was the FMF, right?
I don't know what it is.
CONCACAF is a fucking disaster. Although USA Mexico was all right when we went there in October.
USA Mexico was great. That was the Rose Bowl was on point. Yeah. Is Seaway watching these? Are the folks at Sum watching your periscopes?
43 people live right now.
Yeah, those are all Sum employees, actually. Yeah, great stuff. Love you all.
Cheers.
Not really. This is all interesting. I'm so lost. What are you talking about? I'm on the same page.
This tournament is look.
Someone answered for them. They said they're talking about soccer.
That's true. We are talking ostensibly about soccer. What we're talking about is as substantively related to soccer as Copa America is to world soccer. This is a completely made up thing.
This tournament is a made-up
Completely
thing.
made up thing.
Fire Jurgen Klinsmann. You're gonna have to wait until 2018, about August of 2018, and even then he's not going to be fired. He is going to be
relieved of his duties.
He's going to be relieved of his duties. Guy in the hat is losing it.
That's true. Nate lost it long ago.
By the way, I said I was going to take off the hat, and Colin specifically requested. He said, "No, it's a great Cholos hat."
Cholos de Tijuana, yo.
Yeah.
Bradley was brutal on the night, though. I will admit that, and I don't even know how to deal with it when Michael Bradley isn't playing well. Like, what the fuck is this team otherwise? Like, what's the soul of this team if not Michael Bradley?
A 17-year-old Croatian American named Christian Pulisic. I mean. No, I said this to you a few minutes ago, and here, we'll actually talk about something with the personnel of this team, and people are asking about squad selection for the next game. He's Colin Slayer of Puss. That's fantastic.
I tell you, give the people what they want, and they give it back.
Man, like, I thought I was coming on to, like, a nice, respectable post-game discussion here. This is great.
You let the internet guide you, and you get...
I said to you 5 minutes ago that Christian Pulisic, whatever you want to call it. Savior. Okay. I go with the Croatian pronunciation.
I go with the American Savior.
Okay. He was the best player on the pitch in a U.S. uniform. He was the best player on the pitch. He played 15 minutes. He gave the tiniest bit of inspiration to the team that, we're talking all this cynicism and all this analysis and everything. We're rooting for this team. We want to see the U.S. do well. I mean, deep down inside, say what you will about Jurgen Klinsmann, say what you will about the systems of American soccer. We want to see this team do well. He was the only bit that made me, as a fan, actually, I jumped out. I'm not in the press box. I don't want to.
You're not allowed to cheer in the press box.
I was down in the stands with some old friends from up north, and I jumped out of my seat. I was going crazy every time he touched the ball. I was starting to say, "Give it to the kid, give it to the kid." Every time. He's 17 years old. He was better than every other American player, and there was the play when he fought for the ball and won the throw-in. That was the play over on the far side. I was watching, and it's like when he came on against Ecuador the other night, and there was that play where he was just, he's using his elbows, and people are like, he's faster and technically more gifted. Seems like he's trying harder. Absolutely. I mean, and everyone, don't coddle him, don't give him the Freddie Adu thing. Let's not ramp up the expectations on him. Forget all that, dude. Root for him, cheer him on, because it seems like he's trying harder than everyone, and he's also more talented than everyone.
I have a hot take. It is not because Freddie Adu got the world of expectations on him that he became bad. It's just that when you have a spark in a young man, it doesn't work out all that much. So most of the time it looks like that, but some of the times it looks like LeBron James. When somebody is the next...
Who looks like LeBron James?
Not physically.
Is he on our team?
Not physically. If the best American athletes played, if the best American coaches coached...
Hey, that's a great question from at Dave4SC. Is it time to bench Dempsey?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, this kid, if he makes it, he'll be able to survive the weight of expectations.
Let me ask you, I'll throw it right back to you. Who would you rather have on the field, Clint Dempsey or Christian Pulisic?
I like Pulisic.
Colin hates Pulisic.
I do. I just think that he's not there
You'd
yet.
rather have Wando?
Yeah, San Jose crowd. Predictable, right? Unreasonable people.
Didn't we had like 50 people watching and now only 20 are watching?
We must have offended them with real soccer talk or something. I don't even know.
We're talking about farts and food.
So here's what I think, is that Clint Dempsey is playing a striker in this game, and he's not a striker.
He's not young either.
He's not young either.
He's not in his prime.
I'd play Bobby Wood up top. I don't even know beyond that.
Zardes? More boobs, more viewers. Wood was lost. Dempsey was playing by himself. Bradley thought he should watch everyone else. This raises an interesting thought here. Bradley was like a babysitter out there on the field. Like, he had to, like, look after everyone. And that's just not...
he's babysitting number one?
Who is he babysitting? Who is, like, the crazy... he's babysitting Jermaine.
Jermaine was number one, needed to be babysat in this game.
What did you all think of Jermaine Jones? What do you think of his little... it's funny, actually, I was going to say who was, like, the immature child at the babysitting thing, and who was the one who threw the childlike fit as he came off in the 60th minute, or whatever it was. I like Jones's hair.
Jones's hair is fly.
Oh, my hair.
He needed a little bit of babysitting.
I'm taking off the Cholos hat. Here, we'll give one final love to Cholos. right there. Cholos Quitles. Colin, take control of this thing.
James. Actually, he looked like he dislocated his shoulder. Were you in the box when that happened, by the way?
He dislocated his shoulder?
James.
He was really slow when he walked off.
He did that kind of like this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm magic. I'm replying with my hands.
We're losing. Everybody's leaving us.
Here, put it on your Twitter. Just
Okay.
retweet it.
Okay.
Retweet that you're on the Periscopes. Look, I think that Jermaine is well past his usefulness, but I think that Jurgen loves him.
Carry this thing on. Keep going. Come on.
I will. I think that Bobby Wood getting substituted off rather than Jossie Zardes was a terrible decision. Bobby Wood is at least like big enough to hold the line as a striker and let stuff happen underneath him. Clint Dempsey is not. Jossie doesn't really know how to do that. I don't know. The worst call of the game, though, is this one right now that Quakes98 just threw up there, which is putting on Graham Zusi for Alejandro Bedoya. Added literally nothing to this game. And Graham Zusi was like, this was square peg round hole. This is, you have a hammer, and therefore you think it's a nail. There's like this little parable about a Dutch boy with a finger in the hole in the dike, and that's what Graham Zusi is in this game.
Wow. That was a detailed analogy. I don't know if Graham Zusi has a place with this team anymore.
So what purpose did he serve in this game?
None.
You're down 2-0.
None.
You have no striking threat really manifesting itself.
Colombia were extremely organized as well.
Yeah, they were.
It must be said. So
They
when you
sat
take a mediocre team at best, which is what this U.S. squad is at the moment,
Yeah, it's
and
like
you
a-
put them against an organized group, it's going to be hard to break through. And the only way that they were going to be able to break through was through a set piece. Clint Dempsey, say what you will about him, he almost put in that free kick. It was a fantastic save by Ospina down here in the second half. I love that moment. That goes in. Hey, it's 2-1. And Colombia scored their 2 goals. The U.S. weren't that disorganized at the back. They fell asleep on the set piece. Michael Bradley, Brooks, and Cameron all kind of
got
together.
picked on it a
Cameron
little
got
bit.
picked on the play, but I mean, I'm just not thrilled at the set piece defending. But the penalty was a stonewall penalty. So I love how I'm like catching myself between two minds here, where I'm saying that they actually didn't play that poorly. There was no real poor, disorganized defense from the U.S., but it was 2 moments of one of disorganization 5 minutes in on a set piece, and then one with DeAndre just throwing up the ball on a cross, and it was a stonewall penalty. Anyone that says otherwise is out of their mind. I was actually very surprised. Did you see on Twitter, the no penal crowd was actually quite large.
It turns out that people on Twitter have literally no fucking idea what they're talking about.
We're getting a lot of hearts, by the way.
I think that means
What
that
does this
people-
mean? I'm new to Periscope.
It's like a like button. They're just mashing that like button.
Ooh, Guzan or Howard? Ooh.
Bingham.
Who is this
Someone-
from? From K Carry 16.
I'm fine with Guzan. I'm okay with it.
Throw Timmy in next game. Here, I mean, if we're gonna do, let's answer questions, let's give hot takes, let's give real, fist of table pound answers. Timmy, throw him
why
in.
not?
Start Pulisic and start Tim Howard. I'm not saying Guzan did anything wrong tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
didn't
just
do anything
saying, why not? Get Timmy in goal.
The problem with Fabian Johnson playing
Ugh.
midfield is that he's the team's best right back, left mid, and right
Fabian
mid.
Johnson would probably be the team's best striker as well.
Yeah.
Fabian Johnson is the American Pele. Let's just make this abundantly clear at this point.
Yeah. He's like, if
He's
Pele,
the greatest thing.
If Pele didn't give a shit, then
Yeah.
he'd be Fabian Johnson.
If Pele was better
Yeah.
and German, he'd
Yeah.
be Fabian Johnson.
Yeah, true. And was more of a self-promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did Jurgen Klinsmann feel about Pele? Jurgen Klinsmann would have found a way to bench Pele.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Too much individual expression.
Yeah, I just do not try. He doesn't respect
Too
my
moody.
Doesn't respect my system, and I feel like
He's
as,
too happy-go-lucky.
As the manager of a team, you have to have authority, and if somebody's going to question your authority, then you cannot play as a player, and it doesn't matter how good he is, because I don't care if he's Pele or anybody. He does not play for me unless he respects me. I pulled him off.
Pele never played at one of the top clubs in Europe. He was busy playing
No,
in South America.
Pele was playing in the NASL. He was coddled playing in America. He was playing
Or in the Brasileirão.
Oh, they're just running over teams in Brazil. No, he was not very good. Not very good, Pele.
That is the highest compliment, is when you play at the highest club, highest level. You're playing for Internazionale and Real. Those are the guys. Pele was not that guy.
No. Yeah, you heard it here. Pele, not very good.
That's true.
Yeah, overrated. Christian Pulisic, better than Pele.
What's name?
Now that's expectations. That's hype right there. What are we doing? Where are the viewer questions? We need some questions here.
We need
this
some
was
fire
going
emoji.
very well.
We got on a roll.
Beckerman is a center midfielder and Bradley as his right.
As his what? Like right? As in like right hand?
What do you mean
as
by
in,
that?
like,
Yeah.
hand of the king?
That's a great comment. Duh fuck.
Yeah, bright.
Love it.
Michael Bradley is the hand of the king. I hate to go with that.
Duh fuck.
No, we're missing the Jurgen Klinsmann press conference, which is his natural element. That's like his favorite place in the world.
I could give two shits
Captive
about that
audience,
press conference.
you know?
I literally, I was like, I have no interest in going. There's a nice comment. I had no interest in going.
This would be number 4 for me, and I think that all 3 of the previous ones have made me like bleary-eyed when I got out.
I wanted to vomit after the post-game CONCACAF Cup at the Rose Bowl.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I'm not,
Oh.
you know, what is it? Somebody asked him about how do you feel about your critics now. So what, asked the question of, hey, do you feel like your critics have some rights now? And he'll blame the bugs on the field. That's great. And by the way, Levi's Stadium moths. Holy shit, dude! I thought I was in like Mississippi on a hot July night by the swamp, dude. Like the bugs of this stadium.
Hello to Colombia.
Goodness. But no, what was the Klinsmann quote that night?
My favorite one was the pre-game USA-Mexico press conference where he just said that one of his goals was to win over the Mexican fans, to get them to pull off their Mexico jerseys.
I want to see them pull off the Mexico jerseys and have red, white, and blue underneath, and
which, by the way, requires some advanced planning to have your America jersey underneath your Mexico jersey.
Sounds like some like WWE type stuff.
Jurgen was counting on that, and it did not work out.
So the quote, I think it just popped in my head. It was, what do you say? It's like, well, not everyone. Someone asked me, how do you feel like your critics are justified now? This is after Landon Donovan had made the big statements publicly about Klinsmann, and any other country would be fired if he loses this game. He loses the game, which is true. Which is completely true. And they asked me, I forget which reporter, some colleague of ours said, hey, do you feel like your critics have some justification to their points now? And Jurgen said, well, not everyone is going to like you, but it is not my job to be liked. I'm here to do a good job.
Yeah, it's his job.
And how's that good job going?
Yeah, so here's my question: what is your job? Is your job to win games?
Normally, I love that quote. I have video of that quote. We could like hold up the video to the camera, but no, we'll just reenact it, which is way more fun.
All right.
He said that, and the first thought in my mind. This is back in October of last year, and it's like, well, not everybody likes you, but it's not my job to be liked. I'm here to do a good job. And my first thought is, well, if you do a good job, people normally like you. Normally, when you do something good,
no matter how much of a shitbag you are, people will respect you and let you stay on as a manager if you're winning. Jose Mourinho is a fucking psychopath, but people love him when he's winning.
Now,
and you just don't put up with it.
Now I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a second. Put Jose Mourinho. Who's your favorite? Put aside best favorite manager in the world today, Colin, for you.
Louis van Gaal. He's hilarious.
Okay, give me.
Oh, you mean like a good one?
Like, give me a favorite good manager.
I thought you meant like favorite one to listen to.
No. Favorite good manager. Give me one.
Mauricio Pochettino.
Okay, hey, the Poch. Okay, we take
Poch Spice.
We take Poch Spice from Tottenham. Put Pochettino in charge of that U.S. team. Is that scoreline any different?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Not playing the same guys.
Who is he playing?
Not Jermaine Jones.
And why am I yelling?
I have no idea why. Okay. We're still in the press box, by the way.
And there's no yelling in the press box.
There's no breathing in the press box.
There's no living in the press box. There's no dying either, though.
There's no
makes
feeling
it really
in
hard.
the press box.
Yeah.
There's no love in the press box. There's no hate in the press box.
No, let's get back. Don't ignore this, okay? Like, Mauricio Pochettino, Jurgen Klopp, Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti. Name your favorite manager in the world. I don't care who he is.
You don't think that Jose would get more out of these guys?
Jose Mourinho. I don't get. No.
I think that
Team's not that good.
I think a guy like Fabian Johnson is fantastically talented, but I don't think he really contributes much in U.S. shirt. I think that's the thing, is it's an attitudinal change. Guys,
attitudinal?
Yeah.
Zidane. Someone's crying. Yeah, Zidane coaching the U.S. men's national team, by the way. It's a rumor that I made up.
Yeah, that's a rumor. You can report that. So, but no, I mean, like, Pochettino and Jose Mourinho are kind of authoritarian dudes who don't put up with shit.
Well,
that.
let's take a Jurgen Klopp type. Let's take another German.
Oh my God, what a beautiful man, by the way. What a beautiful man.
Love him. Klopp is a beauty. But, imagine Jurgen Klopp managing this U.S. team. And it's all rah-rah. It's like, honestly, hey, I'm gonna make a 49ers analogy here at Levi Stadium. It was like when Jim Harbaugh took over the Niners back in 2011, and then you took a crap team and suddenly it was all the same dudes. And they had a different... Jurgen Klopp's got a little Jim Harbaugh and Jurgen Klopp. You heard that here.
Jurgen Klopp is Jim Harbaugh if Jim Harbaugh went to church.
That wasn't that funny. I made that funnier than it really was. He's not that funny. I'm the comedian here. So, guy on the right has a radio voice.
Stage right, or
is that me?
Right.
Is that me?
You're on the radio.
Yeah. No.
It's on the radio. You
Clarify. Who is the radio voice here?
This is Nate Abauerra from World Soccer Talk.
I think you both have radio voice.
This is my life. Okay, no, but back to the point, we both have radio voices. Oh, that's so sweet. The dulcet tones of Colin and Nate. We're live here at Levi Stadium on Periscope. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, we should do the rest of this interview in NPR voice.
I was thinking like late night jazz voice, actually.
Ooh, that's even better.
Sexy late night jazz voice. Coming up next, we've got a Dizzy Gillespie cut, followed by Christian Pulisic, being the savior of American soccer. Twitter at Nate WST, although soon to be changed though, because I'm all over the place, man. I'm down in Tijuana.
Have you an announcement for us?
No. Nothing crazy right now. Yeah.
So here's the great question. And the improv.
No, I want to go back to the thing that we were just talking about, and that is that like no coach in the world could do any better than Jurgen Klinsmann does. I talk a lot of shit about Klinsmann, and for good reason. But there's not a single coach. I just coached an undefeated junior varsity high school team up north. I couldn't do any better. Okay. I think
that Kloppo or somebody that would come in and bring a different attitude.
I take that back. I would do better, actually. No one else would do better, but I'd do better.
I think that, I don't know, I just think that Quincy is willing to put up with some guys who are just not giving. So Timmy Chandler was on this 23. He got kicked off when he got injured or whatever, but he was on the 23. Timmy Chandler has never given a shit in the U.S. uniform.
Chandler's terrible.
Right.
I can't stand Timmy Chandler.
But he got selected in the 23. That's the thing that changes. Like Mauricio Pochettino will freeze you out of the team if you do not press and work like he wants you to.
Okay, well, Jurgen Klinsmann's going to be the manager of this team until the end of the 2018 World Cup. It's just how it is. They could lose 3 consecutive games, 2-0. They could lose to Costa Rica and Paraguay. They will not. Jurgen Klinsmann is going to be the manager through the next hex cycle, assuming they make it. He will be the manager all the way through the Russian World Cup. That's just a fact. And we're going to have to live with it. It's like, we talk about purgatory. I mean, This is literally, you're just waiting. You're just waiting, maybe. No, and everyone always asks me, I get all these things on Twitter from people and friends say, when is Klinsmann? Is Klinsmann on the hot seat? Yeah, Klinsmann's really got... No, there is no hot seat.
Sunil Gulati is keeping his seat warm by literally massaging it so it's more pleasant for Jurgen to sit on. Room temperature. That's what his seat is.
We need some more questions.
Absolutely. You don't think there's an ego problem on this team that would be eradicated?
Alashi would be great replacement for Bradley. I love it. That's a Quake take right there.
That is a Quake take right there.
By the way, is Quake take a thing?
It is now. It is. We've just made it a thing.
You're welcome. I don't even cover the club anymore. Quake take. From afar.
But you don't.
It's nice being home. It's nice being back in the Bay Area. I missed you guys.
Yeah,
it was nice. I ended up next to Robert Jonas, of all people. I come back to the
First
Santa
of all,
Clara.
pour one out. Robert Jonas, legend.
He sound like a rapper who died. We're not pouring out our 40 for Robert Jonas, dude. How about take a sip for Robert Jonas?
Cheers to Robert Jonas.
You pour it out for the dude who's pour it out. No,
preemptively pouring it out.
What are you gonna kill him later? You're gonna murder Robert Jonas?
Robert's
tonight?
hard as fuck, dude. Robert's hard as fuck. He's OG in the literal sense.
Robert Jonas is the man.
So wait, no, hold up. Egos. You don't think there's an ego problem on this team?
I think there's absolutely an ego problem on this team.
And you don't think that Jose Mourinho would stamp that shit out by being the biggest ego there is and not tolerating all the other egos?
You're telling me Jurgen Klinsmann doesn't have the biggest ego in this entire
organization? Right, but he's not a guy who smashes other people's egos down. Jose Mourinho takes pleasure in smashing other people's egos. He's an ego smasher.
What do you... The Landon Donovan tale doesn't...
Landon doesn't have nearly as much of an ego as
No, but I mean,
Clint Dempsey.
smashing someone.
No,
you don't think Jurgen Klinsmann took a little pleasure in that back in 2014?
Yeah, he's a weirdo, though. I think that's like that's not an ego thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, Clint Dempsey needs to get his mind right.
How do we move forward? How do you change the formation with those that we have available? Okay, look, here's the thing. Let's step aside all this Klinsmann stuff, all this going back 2 years, going forward 2 years. Hey, let's focus on the next week. You know, I had this big epiphany on the drive over. I'm staying in Watsonville. I'm staying like in my hometown at my old house right down the road in Watzone. And I had this epiphany where it was like, you know what? I'm rooting for my team today. I'm rooting for my underdog team that I've grown up rooting for. I'm putting aside all the Jurgen stuff. I'm putting aside everything about systematic problems in American soccer. I'm just rooting for my underdog side that ends up getting smashed by Colombia, and now we've got to play our asses off against Costa Rica and Paraguay. And that's how I want to stay for the next week and a half. It's going to be very hard. If any of you know me or if you followed me, you know it's very hard for me to just stay in the moment and root for the team.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, though. And I'm going to do it. So on that question right there, what do we do moving forward tactically for this team? I hate it because I'd say get Michael Bradley and Clint Dempsey off the field.
I would keep Michael Bradley, but I would put Kyle Beckerman next to him.
Start Pulisic for one.
That's one.
I'm all for that. And
Nagy and Jermaine Jones.
You don't want to put too many expectations on the poor kid.
Look,
he's the best player on the squad. Put him on the pitch.
That's what I was making with the LeBron analogy. Like, if he's as good as we think he is, he'll be able to deal with the expectations.
So he's playing at Borussia Dortmund.
Should be making a Steph Curry analogy.
Yeah, that's
Throw
true.
that out there, yeah. The
Quick-
chosen one. I
quick
love that.
takes.
Yeah.
No, but Borussia Dortmund is a bigger club than the United States is a national team. Like, it has more attention to it.
Borussia Dortmund, better than America. That's right.
Kinda.
Yeah.
You know? It's a bigger fucking deal there. And he can deal with that. He can deal with the Westfalen
He can't even
Stadion.
drive in Germany. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's
Look at
good.
that crispy churro.
Cheers, Noel.
Well done,
But
crispy churro.
this attendance today, 67,000 reported. Obviously, it was not actually 67,000.
There was not that many empty. I'd say 64. Like
The
at the
Westfalen
lowest.
Stadion is 80,000.
What do you? If you're Borussia Dortmund compared,
I'm just saying, like, the kid's ready. If he can do that.
Okay, if that's the point you're
that's
making.
what I'm saying. Is like, he can do it in Dortmund,
Yeah.
then he can do it here. Like, this is not above his level.
Oh no! Yeah, I love the expectations that we're putting on him with our prestigious national team. Yeah, it's like the guy has played
with the really, like
in the Bundesliga. The guy has played for one of the biggest clubs in Germany.
Yeah,
one of the
that infamously discriminating American fan is going to pick his game apart in a way that those Germans never would.
This tournament is under his level compared to.
I agree.
I don't agree with the way that's worded. Wait, crispy churro coming back into the fold here. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. Give me a break. You're telling me that James Rodriguez, Cuadrado, and Baca are below the level.
There are four teams that are really good, and then the rest of them are eh.
I get the well. Guess what? Some pretty good teams are in this group. Okay, so like Paraguay, even Costa Rica. I mean, like, hey, any of these squads, Costa Rica, Colombia, and Paraguay, I feel like could go toe to toe with any Bundesliga team apart from maybe Bayern Munich. Okay. That's a really weird comparison, but Crispy Churro made me do it. Anyway.
That's a weird comparison. I like it, though.
The point is that there's no reason, this notion that Christian Pulisic should be held back. He should be held back because we don't want to Freddie Adu him. We don't want to put too much expectation on the poor kid. The poor kid, he's a stud. Nothing phases him. Get him on the pitch. Start him next game. A bunch of you are saying that on here, and you're all absolutely right. Start him the next game. So who comes off?
Bedoya, contender. Dempsey, contender. Jones, for me. Those are the three guys who I want to see off the pitch. And in their place, I would go Pulisic, Darlington Nagbe.
Get Nagbe on. Yeah.
And Kyle Beckerman.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Because Michael Bradley was playing babysitter tonight and looked terrible doing it. I think he's at his best when he starts deep but is allowed to move forward when he wants to. He can't do that with fucking petulant Jermaine Jones running around the field like a toddler.
Oh, so it's Beckerman replacing Jones, essentially?
Yeah, basically. And letting Bradley
in the
roam
same
free.
formation, basically.
Switch Bradley and Jones.
Bedoya was non-existent tonight. I don't like Bedoya playing as a holding midfielder.
Toss him out, put Darlington Nagbe in there instead. and then have, instead of Dempsey, have Pulisic on the left, Zardes on the right.
There's no
Wood on
way
top.
in hell that Dempsey gets
Oh,
taken
I
off
agree,
for
but
next
are you
week.
telling me you wouldn't if you could?
If I could, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Like,
Absolutely.
if this was FIFA and you were just trying to like arrange it the right way,
Okay,
and
well,
there
let's be
was
real.
no
let's be real.
expectations.
Honestly, here, no, there's Zardes.
Yeah, I don't really
Zardes.
like
How about this?
Zardes
How about this? Zardes comes off. If Jurgen wants to play, and I don't really like this formation that was being played tonight, the 4-3-3 with the 3 stuck in the middle, Bedoya super out of position, the 3 up top with Wood in the center.
Bedoya's never look good in the middle.
No, and so anyway, if we're gonna be real about this thing and to say, hey, Clincy's probably gonna play the same shitty formation again.
True.
So we move forward with it. We make the best with it. I say we get Zardes out, and Pulisic goes in for Zardes, and that's it. I mean, I want to say Clint comes off for, Nagby, or Bedoya comes off for Nagby, but I don't know. I mean, what do you see happening? Let's give your 11 next game.
Mine?
Yeah.
So I would do Beckerman in for Jones.
Who's in goal?
Guzan. I stick by the man.
Guzan in goal. I got Howard in goal.
Fair enough.
Not to say that Guzan did anything wrong. I just want to see Timmy in goal.
DeAndre
Okay.
is still my right back.
DeAndre's still your right back. Okay, cool.
I'm fine with Brooks and Cameron.
Brooks and Cameron?
I'm fine with Brooks and Cameron.
You know who I'd like to see at center back? Omar Gonzalez.
Okay, so wait, hold up. Do we have to stick with the guys that he selected for this?
We're
team?
gonna. I was just making
Okay,
a point. I was
okay,
making
yeah,
a point
yeah.
because I did actually just write what I thought was a pretty good article. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I wrote a whole thing about how Omar Gonzalez's non-selection for this Copa was one of the most in the laundry list of egregious Klinsmann
That's a big
things
one.
over the years. This one, for some weird reason, actually almost tops the list. That how poor it was, and this is coming from someone, and I love how so many Quakes fans are on this, and
Yeah.
I've despised Omar Gonzalez for years through the Galaxy, through even on the U.S. men's national team. Apart from that crazy night at Omar Gonzalez sucks. No. I used to think in your line of thinking, but not no more. Omar Gonzalez is the man now, and it's all happened in the last 5 months. He has been impeccable.
He just needs to get out of LA.
He had to get out of LA, get out of Coddle La La Land. He goes down to Pachuca, and all my colleagues who cover Liga MX extensively, like Mexican beat writers, said that he was unlucky to not make the best 11.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the man for the
Pachuca was
Tuzos this
fire.
year. Pachuca was fire and had no business beating Monterrey in that final,
No.
by the way. And he
No.
hangs on with 10 men at the back, and Omar is just literally bringing that thing together. And this is my favorite thing, and this is how little teaser here, for spoiler alert for all of you, people who are totally going to go read my article. Did you read my article?
I haven't yet. I'm gonna repost it as soon as this thing's over.
The ultimate irony is the man who lost his mark for the winning goal in that game in the 93rd minute was Edgar Castillo, who is on this roster for the U.S. in Copa America. And Omar Gonzalez, the man who helped 10 men carry on and win the championship after an incredible debut season, is not a part of the roster.
So for me, the back line's the same.
Breaking news, Quincy is live on Periscope. Yeah, a bunch of people just left us. We had just half of our crowd just left.
Quincy Ameriqua.
Ameriqua just takes the little...
Dude, Quincy's great, by the way. I
On
don't know if you've hung
Periscope?
out with him, or no, just in general.
Oh, I've hung out with him a few times. Yeah,
Fucking
he's great
hilarious.
guy. Great guy.
And awesome.
Love Quincy. I'm here, loyal. Thank you, Crispy Churro.
All right, then we'll wrap it up pretty soon, but let's do the starting 11s. Back line for me is the same,
Okay.
given the people that he selected for this tournament.
Yeah. No.
Back line's
Out
the
of the
same.
23, yeah.
Beckerman, Bradley, and Nagby in central midfield. Up top, Bobby Wood, Clint Dempsey, and Christian Pulisic.
Okay. Tim Howard in goal. Yedlin at right back.
I know, but what are you going to do other than
I
that?
want to see
Matt
DeAndre.
Beasler?
I want to see DeAndre. Is Beasler on the team? Beasler's on the team, yeah. Yeah,
He's a left footer. You could put him in for Brooks.
here.
Or left
Just
back,
for the
God
hell of it.
forbid.
Howard at goal. Yedlin at right back. Cameron and Beasler up the middle. Fabian Johnson. I want to see Fabian Johnson play in the midfield. I want to see Fabian play in the midfield, but if you're going to play this little three-man central BS, then what are you going to do? I want to see Fabian and DeAndre.
Oh, I just had a revelation.
What?
Jeff Cameron is a defensive midfielder.
Oh.
Beasler and Brooks in center.
Ooh.
Wide left is there for Fabian Johnson. Wide right is there for DeAndre Yedlin.
Yeah.
Effectively a back
Yeah.
five.
Yeah.
Right? But Cameron's kind of the front stopper, the D-mid.
Yeah.
In front of them is Bradley and Nagby in the middle.
Yeah.
Pulisic and Dempsey on the wings. Wood through the middle on top.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Well,
I don't believe that.
whatever.
Dude, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Crispy chirp.
I think that's it.
It's a
Are we
good
gonna top
lineup.
that?
No, that's
We're not
no.
gonna
The
top
the
that.
show's over.
We're
That's
done.
the lineup for the next game. That's the lineup for the rest of eternity.
Oh, they're dragging me out now because I can't cheer.
Hi, I'm Colin Etnire. This is my Periscope. Good night. No, close it out. Close it out for real.
Nate Abauerra,
Good pronunciation.
previously of World Soccer Talk, future of
Still-
World Soccer Talk.
I am very freelance at the moment. I
Word.
am working for. I lose track of how many organizations I'm actually working for right now. So hey, have Mike, have Penn, will travel. Give me a call. Get at me on Twitter at NateWST.
And I'm Colin Etnire, Aftershock Podcast. You've probably found this through my Twitter, so you don't need it. And football.com. We'll be around. You'll be able to find us. Peace.
That lineup though.
That was not the best handshake.
You guys want to see something ridiculous?